The town that dreams of you genre. Psychological horror slash supernatural slash mockumentary style narration style. First person, cinematic, immersive. Part 1. The letter begins it all. They say the worst horrors are the ones that find you quietly, without warning, like a shadow slipping beneath a doorframe. It started with a letter. No return address, no stamp, no name, just a yellowed envelope on my apartment floor, slipped under the door sometime in the night. Inside, there was only a photograph. An old, sepia-toned image of a town. One road, a line of houses on each side, and a church at the end. On the back, scribbled in faint, shaky handwriting, were the words, "Do not remember this place." That should have been enough to throw it away. But curiosity is a cruel disease. I asked around. No one recognized the photo. Google image search turned up nothing. But when I looked closer, I noticed something chilling. In the church's stained glass window, there was my face. Not someone like me. Me. Same beard. Same scar above the right eyebrow. Same vacant look in the eyes. That was the first night the dreams began. I'd find myself walking that same road. Silent. Empty. Not a single bird. Not a breeze. Just the echo of my own footsteps and the faint ringing of a church bell in the distance. I'd always wake up drenched in sweat, heart pounding. The image of that church burned into my eyelids. After the third night, I decided to document everything. I'm a filmmaker. It's what I do. Obsession became purpose. I had to find that town. I began posting on obscure forums, places for urban legends, dream research, fringe paranormal investigators. A week passed. Then 2. Then, someone replied. A user with a blank profile messaged me. It's called Elowen. It doesn't exist in the waking world. Not anymore. But you can still find it if it wants to be found. They gave me coordinates. A stretch of forest in northern Maine, far from any marked road. I laughed at first, but deep down.
Part 2. Into the woods. The drive to Maine was long, gray, and uneventful. I barely remember the highways, just a blur of trees and roadside diners. But once I left the last paved road and turned onto the dirt trail marked only by a rusted mailbox nailed to a tree, something shifted. The GPS lost signal. My phone froze. The forest around me grew denser, darker, almost too dark for mid-afternoon. I parked when the trail ended. No signs, no markings, just a wall of ancient trees. The air was thick, like breathing through cloth. The moment I stepped out of the car, the silence hit me. No insects. No wind. Just that dead, breathless quiet that makes your skin crawl. I checked my camera. Full battery. I began recording. The hike should have taken an hour. Took 3. The compass spun wildly. My watch stopped ticking. The deeper I walked, the more I felt watched. Not just from behind, but from above. From beneath the roots. The forest felt old. Not just in age, but in presence. Like it remembered things that shouldn't be remembered. Then I saw it. Clearing. Out of nowhere. Like the trees had been pushed aside by invisible hands. And in that clearing stood the town from the photo. Elowen. Except, it wasn't a ruin. It wasn't abandoned. The houses were pristine. The windows clean. Curtains swayed slightly, though there was no wind. The church bell let out a single, low chime, as if announcing me. I stepped forward. The grass was soft beneath my feet, almost spongy, like walking on skin. I filmed everything, speaking softly into the mic. June 9th. 2:47 p.m. I found something. This place, Elowen, it's here. It's real. Or, I think it is. I approached the first house. Victorian. White paint. A red door. As I raised my hand to knock, the door creaked open on its own. And then, for the first time since I entered the forest, I heard something. A voice. Faint. Whispering my name from somewhere inside. Part 3. The people who never wake. I stepped through the doorway, heart pounding. The inside of the house was spotless. Furniture polished. A fire still warm in the hearth. But there was dust, thick, undisturbed on every surface. I called out, "Hello!" My voice sounded wrong, like it didn't belong in that space. Then I saw her. A woman, maybe 40, sitting at the dining table. Perfectly still. Eyes closed. Breathing so shallow it was nearly imperceptible. Her skin pale like wax. I whispered, "Ma'am." She didn't move. I reached out and touched her shoulder. Her eyes shot open. They were white, not rolled back. White like milk, like snow. She looked right through me and whispered, "It dreams of you." I stumbled back. She closed her eyes again. Her head tilted slightly, as if returning to sleep. But her lips moved one last time. "Don't let it see you in the bell tower." That was when I noticed it. Every house I entered after that, it was the same. People. Not dead. Not alive. Sleeping with eyes closed or white and empty. Their mouths occasionally muttering fragments. It remembers the ones who wake. We asked it to forget us. The bell tolls when it hungers. Every phrase dug into my skull like nails. I recorded everything. My body moved on instinct. Mind reeling. Then I made a mistake. I rang the church bell. Part 4. The Tower's Eye. The moment the bell rang out, the entire town seemed to breathe. The sky dimmed. The shadows lengthened unnaturally. I backed away, but the church doors creaked open, and I felt drawn. Inside it was cold. Far colder than it should have been. The walls pulsed faintly, like something living. I climbed the stairs to the bell tower, step by step, the wooden boards groaning like they were in pain. At the top I found the bell. And something else. A mirror. Floor to ceiling. It showed not my reflection, but the town, shifting, twitching like a living thing. The streets curved impossibly, houses stretched and bent. And standing at the center of it all was a figure. Tall. Covered in cloth that billowed like smoke. His face was a black void. And somehow I knew it was looking at me through the mirror. My camera battery died instantly. My phone cracked in my pocket. The mirror began to hum, and I felt my mind unravel. The figure raised its hand. Suddenly, I wasn't in the bell tower anymore. I was on the street, nightfall choking the air, and the houses. They were awake now. Windows blinking, doors breathing, and from all around me, I heard the townspeople speaking as one. "Now you belong to us. Now you are remembered." I tried to run, but every road led me back to the church. Part 5. The footage. I don't remember getting back to the forest. One blink, and I was stumbling through trees again, bleeding from my ears, my eyes raw from crying. My camera was gone, my notebook soaked, but somehow I had my phone. The screen was cracked, but a single file remained intact. A video. Played it. It wasn't me filming. It was from something else's perspective. Low, unnatural angles. Watching me enter each house. Watching me climb the tower. And in the last frame, I'm asleep at the church altar, mouth slightly open, whispering something. I don't know how I made it out. Maybe Elowen let me go. Maybe it's not done with me yet. I've tried to edit the footage, to upload it, but the files corrupt every time. And worse, the town is changing in the photo again. Every night I check it, and there's something new. A new house. A new figure. One night, I saw my brother in the window. Last night, the photo showed me. Not just my face. My apartment. Me, asleep in bed. And in the corner of the room, a shape. Elowen is dreaming of me now. If you're watching this, delete the image. Burn it. Forget the name. Because the moment you remember it, it remembers you.